Alright, look, I'm not mad at CT, but I am a little bit disappointed. Hello, welcome back everybody to the video series dedicated show on MTV that loves to call you babe during an argument. Ugh! That's right, I'm talking about The Challenge Season 34 War of the Worlds 2 Episode 12. And in this episode, the lighting on Zach's new confessionals can be pretty jarring, especially if you're watching in a very dark room. We also learned that Leroy is a fully grown man who can take care of himself. And you better watch what you're saying because Nani will barge in with her bowl of noodles and will cause all kinds of chaos. But let's start off where our last episode left off, and that was Jordan eliminating Theo in the Proving Grounds, turncoating on his US team, and proposing to his girlfriend, now fiance, Tori Deal. And they come back into the challenge house ready to party, and everybody's ready to get this engagement party going, except for one person, and that is Cara Maria, who has a conspiracy theory that not only did Jordan propose to Tori outside of the challenge house during the off season, but they could even be married as we speak. They could have been married coming into the challenge house. Now this is all allegedly, but why did they propose in front of everybody in the Proving Grounds? For clout? For sympathy? All the above? I am one of those people that is like, why can't you just set aside game talk and game for a couple of minutes, for a couple of hours to party with everybody else, to be with everybody else? But it's her choice to stay away from everybody, to separate herself. And maybe it's good for everybody involved. But let's go on to another couple inside the challenge house, and that's Rogan and Dee, and they're by the pool, kind of caressing each other, and they're talking to one another, and Dee confides and is kind of being vulnerable with Rogan and says, look, Rogan, you're my rock. Without you, I would be an emotional ball of mess. And Rogan takes this vulnerability and takes this information and runs over to his friends instantly and goes, we need to get Dee out of here. She's the liability. However, Rogan forgot that he left his huevos at home, so he runs over to Paulie and he goes, look, if we throw the competition, the daily challenge for this week, can you make the tribunal vote in Dee into the elimination? And Paulie goes, you want to throw the competition to us? Sure, I'll make that happen, for real. Once they make that deal, we have hit around the 10 to 12 minute mark of the episode, of this 90-minute episode. That means that we already have, US is gonna be in the tribunal, they're gonna put in somebody, whether it's Dee or the other two that aren't in the numbers and not on their team, which is Jenny and Tori, and that means that the UK is gonna go into nominations and they're gonna put in somebody from their team that's not in the numbers, which is Tori or Jenny. That's 72 minutes that we have to ride this out until we get to the last 15 to 10 minutes for the elimination. That's a lot of filler, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go on to the daily challenge called Escape for Freedom. And in this daily challenge, there's a long 120-yard obstacle course being pulled by this boat. There's going to be played in a guy's heat and a girl's heat. They're gonna get out one by one, run across this thing and try to hit the bell on the other side. The team that can do the most people the quickest wins this daily challenge. Also, the other team will have a blocker trying to mess up everybody and push people off to make them eliminated. Now, the UK girls go first. Jenny falls off first. Tori falls off again. But Dee and Kaylee make it to the end, hit into the boat. It's 2-0. The girls go. Cam takes out Jenny. And realistically, that's the strategy that you want to do in this daily challenge. The first person out sacrifices themselves as quickly as possible, jump, get the blocker into the water, the other teammates can run across this thing like Ninja did and hit the bell. You do it the quickest, you get 6 members, you only lose 2 people, and you do it the fastest. That's the strategy you have to do. However, all strategy is out the window as UK is going to just tank this, and they do it the most obvious way possible, and that's CT getting out of the boat, going up to Zach, and doing some Rochambeau, or rock, paper, scissors, for like the whole 2.5 minutes. TJ is disappointed. He hates it. So we have a flop of a daily challenge as US wins another daily challenge. Cam is the speaker. She picks Leroy and Nani. So Nani is safe from elimination on a girls' day. She should be so happy and excited and not paranoid or mad, right? You haven't been watching if you thought I was right. They go into the nominations. The UK nominations take less than 8 seconds as they all vote for Tori except for Jordan, and Tori's going into the elimination next. Paulie Joss and Rogan do this weird fist bump, which looks really douchey. They all talk to Leroy. Leroy's like, I gotta bring it up to the girls. I can't just sideswipe them with this information. He goes to the girls. Well, guess what? Ninja's in there, D's confidant, and says, look, all these guys want to throw in D now. And Cam is like, why would we do that? They say they... Which makes complete sense in my opinion. If you don't think D can win in the finals, why is your competitor gonna take out who you think is one of the weaker people? Why would you think that? That makes absolutely no sense. You want this whole situation to go the way you want it to? Grow some huevos, grab them, and you put in D in the nomination ceremony. US, it's way easier to tell the US to put in Tori than D, who you think is the worst person. Like, what? Hey guys, I don't think D can make it through a final. Can you put her up for us? I think she would just gas out. And also another thing about Rogan, he's like, hey, I don't want to drag anybody across the finish line. However, when Georgia was eliminated, that same night, he went up to Jenny and said he would put Kaylee on his back and run her through the finish line. So can I just say, he would put Kaylee on his back and run to the finish line, but he won't even drag D across the finish line? What kind of man is that? Am I right? So they decided to tell D, and it's not even like they did. Rogan says, hey CT, can you go tell D? Then him and Joss, once CT is walking over there, run to their room and sits down in the bed like waiting for dad to come home. Like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be so mad when he gets in here. And it was almost exactly that. CT goes and tells D that, hey, we wanna throw you into the elimination. We were kicking around the idea. D instantly runs to Rogan. Rogan keeps calling her babe as she is like crying and yelling at him. D gets consoled by Ninja and Ashley, and she is ready to beast this thing out. She's ready to fight. Let's go on to the proving grounds where Tori is standing there waiting for either D or anybody else. It's anybody's match and it's probably going to be D, right? Well, guess what? Isn't it weird that Jenny had so many confessional tapes this episode? We haven't heard her talk in so long and now she had so many confessional tapes. I wonder what's gonna happen. Anyways, Nani votes in for Kaylee and then Cam votes in for Jenny. What's crazy about this editing process is that right after Cam votes in Jenny, Rogan comes up with a confessional and is like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger. I feel really bad that I hurt her, so I can't do it today. I told them not to vote her in. Who cares? You probably didn't. You probably just found like, oh, they didn't go with the plan, so I'm just gonna save face with the audience and tell them, oh, I couldn't do it. That I changed everybody's mind. Yeah, get out of here, bro. Leroy will not vote in Cam's bestie, so he votes in Jenny, which is the right move. I think that's the right move. People were pretty upset that Leroy wasn't voting in the same way as Nani, but can I just say, that's a good move. Two really strong females will be going into this hall brawl and bouncing heads against each other, which, can I just say, Ashley said this was the first female hall brawl. That's not the case. Battle of the Seasons, there was a hall brawl between Sam and Cara in that season, and they went head to head, and Cara actually got eliminated from that. So this isn't the first female hall brawl. Just throwing that out there. Let's get into this hall brawl. Tori's on one side, Jenny's on the other. If you don't know what the hall brawl is, you just try to bang into each other, get past to the other side, and ring the bell first. The first person to get 2 out of 3 wins this elimination and stays in this game. They're getting ready, they're getting set, they hit into each other. Tori kind of like wiggles away, she runs to the other side, they both hit the bell. TJ leaves to go for an official review, 0.2 of a second, and Tori hits the bell first. She gets round 1, and then instantly in round 2, Jenny gets decked, falls to the ground. Tori is literally dragging Jenny. And then she gets her foot free and rings the bell, dings the bell. After she dinged Jenny's bell, Tori gets to stay in this game, stays with her boo Jordan, and goes back to the UK side. And that's it for this episode. What do you think about this episode? Let me know that in the comments section below. What do you think about everything that happened? What do you think about Rogan and D? Do you think that was just so slimy, or do you think the game's the game? Let me know that in the comment section below. And do you think that the US was right for not voting in D, even though the UK was like, we're an alliance, please vote in D? Do you think they were right on not voting for D, or do you think they should have kept to their word or tried to keep that word? Let me know that in the comment section below. But what did you think about Tori absolutely wrecking Jenny, absolutely putting helmet to helmet, getting her down on the ground. What did you think about that whole brawl? Was it everything you ever wished for, or do you think it was a little too quick? Let me know that in the comment section below. I want to hear what you have to say. But thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more challenge videos. I got challenge brief history coming on Saturday, going in blind on Tuesday, and then another challenge review and recap next week. Thank you so much for watching, and until then, peace.